Nikon Nikkor Z 28mm F2.8 SE review. Despite having lower build quality, the Nikon Nikkor Z 28mm F2.8 lens still delivers great images and offers plenty of value for a reasonable price. The Nikkor Z 28mm F2.8 is meant to cater to Nikon's price-conscious consumers. Fortunately, the Z-28mm F2.8 produces generally sharp images and is suitable for both full-frame and crop sensor bodies. You even have the option of selecting between regular and special edition versions based on your aesthetic preferences. Our biggest criticisms of this lens are its occasional chromatic inaccuracies and a stuttering autofocus motor. But owing to the fair price tag combined with the lack of low-cost third-party choices, these are minuscule drawbacks. Nonetheless, serious shutterbugs who prefer supreme optical clarity would be better off with the premium Nikkor Z 24mm f1.8s. No matter which variant you opt for, this prime is the lightest you'll find to pair with your full-frame Nikon Z camera. Dimensions reach 1.7 by 2.8 inches, while the weight hits 5.6 ounces, and it also supports 52mm filters. Besides the optical glass lens elements, everything else, even the mount, is made of plastic. This lens isn't dust or splash proof, so outdoor photographers should save up for the more durable Nikkor Z 24mm f1.8s if they use a weather-sealed Nikon. When you buy the Nikon 28mm f2.8, it won't come with any extras apart from the front and back caps. There is also no specific hood that comes from Nikon, but anything generic with a 52mm thread should do the job. Nonetheless, you may not even need one because we noticed that there wasn't really much flare when shooting at an on-angle thanks to its smallish front element providing enough shield from external light beams. Even though this is true, of course, there will be a bit of flare if your photos have direct exposure to the sun or any other strong backlight source. The front glass on the lens doesn't have anti-smudge fluorine protection, which is usually featured on higher-end lenses. Since the glass opening is very small, it's unlikely that fingerprints would be a problem, but you can put on a protective filter just in case. For full-frame systems, the angle of view is an extremely wide prime, wider than a 35mm prime. This is great for group shots, interiors, and environmental portraits. With a DX sensor camera, the field of vision is better suited to isolating subjects such as one or two people in a portrait. The sole manipulation on the Z-28mm f2.8 is its manual focus ring. In spite of this, it can double as a control ring when you leave your camera in autofocus mode, using it to determine aperture, ISO, or f-compensation values. The concept sounds wonderful, however, its high sensitivity makes it tricky to set specific adjustments. The smallest touch can alter your exposure settings drastically, which is an issue with most of the Nikkor Z lenses and not just the 28mm specifically. So far only the Z9 camera body allows you to adjust the control ring's sensitivity rate. The autofocus feature is responsive yet not exceptionally quick. As soon as you ask the camera to drive focus, the focus engine kicks in but takes a few tenths of a second to transition from far away to close range focus. Basically, the delayed timing is enough that one might miss memorable shots if they contain informal or moving subjects. However, due to the wide angle and f2.8 optics of the lens, these focusing issues aren't as troublesome as those of the similar Nikkor Z 40mm f2. If you like manual focusing, the 28mm f2.8 is a fitting choice. Its electronic focus process is extremely effective. You will not see any waiting in setting focus and offers an uneven response for minor, specialized adjustments. Requirements for meaningful video work contrast from those for pictures. Videographers favor lenses with linear autofocus in order to be able to replicate focus moves accurately between shoots. Although using autofocus is a necessary sacrifice if you want to use this lens for vlogging, we appreciate that the angle of view remains constant when shifting focus, thus avoiding the annoying focus breathing effect. The lens has a closest focus distance of 7.6 inches away from the image sensor, so it does not have enough magnification to reach macro capabilities. Thus, insects or flower details are a no-go for this lens. But it's good for shooting table dishes and decent for close-ups, just not macro ones. The Z-28mm lenses get excellent scores on f2.8 and are very sharp between f4 to 11. While the resolution of this lens falls short of that of the Z7 II, it's still plenty sharp for both it and the 20mm DX models with a similar pixel density. To get the best sharpness for landscapes, stop down as f2.8 will cause soft edges and dark edges at the corners.